It's the Season 1 finale of our FM24 Road to Glory career mode, and today we have the final two games of the season. The question is, are we still embroiled in a relegation battle that could end with us losing our job, or have we turned the tables and saved ourselves from the drop? What is up, guys? Matthew here, and welcome back to another episode of our FM24 career mode here with Darlington. And today, Season 1 comes to an end, and of course it has been an incredible season. We're going to play the final two games and then do all of the usual end of season bits. But what has happened since you last saw me? Of course, we had a great start as Darlington manager, but since have really struggled, and despite having a 16 game unbeaten run, dragging ourselves away from a relegation battle, we found ourselves right embroiled in one once again at the worst time, with performances going against us, players getting upset in the dressing room, and it was all going wrong. But where are we now? Well, after I left you guys last time out, we played bottom of the league and already now relegated Rushall, and we had a disappointing draw. It didn't help the scenario because we had to come from behind twice to rescue a point. In that game, it was goals from Cameron Solkeld and Andrew Nelson that rescued a point for us, but that was a game we could have, should have won, and would have made our life a hell of a lot easier. I can't recall where we were after the Peterborough Sports game, but that certainly didn't help the situation against Rushall and might have put us either just on the brink or back in to the bottom three. We then found a result from absolutely nowhere. Chorley come to town, and we beat them by 3-2. Despite going behind, we were 2-0 down. It was an inspired second half comeback and a 90th minute winner from Andrew Nelson, which sent Blackwell Meadows bonkers and was a ginormous 3 points in our hunt for survival. We got brought right back down to earth with a bump though. We went to Warrington and lost 2-0 once again, conceding a really stupid penalty in that one to make life a little bit awkward. And I think at that point, we were outside the drop by 3 points. I think it might have been. Maybe it was 2 points. And we were going away to Southport, who were challenging for the playoffs. I thought nothing of this game. And then possibly the greatest individual performance we might see in the entire career mode was from Mitchell Curry, who, as you guys know, has barely played this season. He became fourth choice when we brought Max Thompson in. He was pushed down when Andrew Nelson come back from injury. We had Jacob Hazel in our ear, kicking off that he wanted to play. He was the forgotten man. He's been brought back in, and he scored not one, not two, or three. He scored all 4 goals in a 4-3 win over Southport. We come from behind 3-1 down. Mitchell Curry single-handedly winning us the game, and not only did he win us the game, he saved us. I wish I would have recorded the game because it was absolutely incredible limbs to see a player score 4 in that manner and it be the game that keeps us up. But with results elsewhere, that win took us now 7 points clear of the drop with only 6 points to play for, which is a massive relief. So, job done. You know, we come into Darlington, I think it was 16 games in, I can't quite remember, and they were 10 points adrift at the bottom of the league, and we've got them safe with 2 games to go, which I think is a pretty good job. Well done for our first job in management. And of course, the board, the supporters are very happy with that. It's not quite confirmed yet, so I don't think the grade's going to upgrade until the season is finished, but the fans are really happy that we've avoided relegation, and the board are pretty happy as well. They are upset, of course, that we are working with nowhere near within the wage budget. That's going to be something we need to rectify in the transfer window. But yeah, we've done the job we were brought in to do, and we've been rewarded with a new contract as well. This actually come in before the Southport game, but the board offered us a brand new deal, taking us to the end of next season. We also took a wage cut just to try and help the finances at the club, but yeah, we will remain Darlington manager for the next season at the very least, which is awesome. We also had our youth intakes come in, and we've offered a couple of contracts. It was a pretty good youth intake, 4 stars overall I think it got, and these are the players who we've offered deals to. So the 2 elite talents, the first is Sidi Sinyan. He's 1.5 stars current ability with a potential of 3.5 stars. He's a winger. On the right hand side, he's got great technique, good agility, he's quick, he has flair, he's also just as good up front as well. He's very, very aggressive. He's versatile, and he's a player I really like the look of, so he's someone I'm very, very excited to give some game time to and see how he gets on. James Jarvie was the next. He's already 2-star current ability with potential of 4. He could be the golden generation of this group. He's a ball-winning midfielder, but to be truthful, he can do anything in midfield. And he's got a bit of everything. You know, he's aggressive, good determination, high work rate, great stamina, good pace. For me, he looks like the sort of player who could play a number of roles in midfield, and I'm very, very excited to see how he gets on as well. We then brought Chris Prince in. He's 1.5 star currently as well, 3.5 star current ability, 3.5 star potential, and he's a winger on the other side. So we've got maybe a Jarrett Rivers replacement on the right, maybe a little bit more competition on the left, and then Marshall Coddington was the last one we offered a deal to, as he was a central defender. 1-star current ability, only 3-star potential, but his natural fitness is outstanding, as is his aggression, his decisions, and his determination, as well as his balance and jumping too. So he could be a really good defender to have. The rest were alright, but we haven't offered them deals, so I'm looking forward to seeing what these young lads can do if they get a chance in the team, and I'm hoping they will next season, because as we well know, we've got a lot of work to do, and I dare say a lot of the boys who are in the squad currently won't be here come next season. This is something we will sort off screen, and we will do in a transfer special in the next episode, but we've got so many players whose contracts are up at the end of this season, and not many I think will be staying on, only a select few, as I am looking to completely overhaul this team, start afresh in the summer with a squad that is fit for purpose to play my style of football, and hopefully we can bring in a bunch of the players that we have just added to our shortlist over the season. We've got plenty of players who we can hopefully look to bring in and bolster the squad. But what we're going to do now is we're going to just enjoy the final 2 games of the season. We won't be able to get the young lads in who we've just signed yet, as they did have a game on the same day and they were put straight into the under-18s. But yeah, today we've got 2 teams who are going in very different directions. First up, we've got Farsley, and I think these were the first 2 games we played in a weird poetic sense in the first episode when we joined Farsley and Chester. Yeah, it was Farsley and Peter, wasn't it? But we beat Farsley and we beat Chester. Farsley now relegated, Chester top and in the playoffs. So let's get stuck into it and hopefully finish the season on a high. So here's the team then ahead of the Farsley game. We have had to make a couple of changes, and the formation's changed as well due to a big injury. So the back 5 are as is, nothing surprising there, but we have got a midfield 2 of Tom Platt and Ben Liddell. That is because Will Hatfield suffered an injury last time out, and we don't now have the midfield depth to play 3 at any one time. But we are playing a 4-2-4, and that's the formation that's gave us a little bit of joy recently, and maybe is something to keep an eye on going forward. So Liddell and Platt are in midfield, Jarrett Rivers is on the right with Cameron Solkeld on the left, both in great form, as is Andrew Nelson, and I'm having to play Max Thompson up front because sadly Mitchell Curry didn't only get 4 goals in the last game, he also got an injury, so that's a bit of a shame for him. But yeah, Max Thompson, this son is your final chance. I've seen him in a number of Road to Glory career modes, and he's been pretty good. I'd say for quite a few. My good friend Captain Goodspeed, obviously, who you guys may have seen on the channel before, he signed him for South Shields in his Road to Glory. Just got promoted with them, by the way, so congratulations, my mate. But yeah, he's been a complete flop for me, and it's quite frustrating, to be honest. I got him with such high hopes, but he's not done the job at all. So I'm stuck on whether to give Max Thompson another season, maybe just accept that he's a young player and he needs some support and needs a bit of confidence, he needs some time, or we can sell him and make a big profit on a player we got for nothing. And then hopefully use that money to bolster the rest of the team. That's what I'm thinking of doing. But I think the majority of the playing squad won't be here anyway come next season. Because this, simply put, is a season we want to draw a line under. I think everyone at the club wants to forget about this season. They want to draw a line under it and move on and start afresh in August. And I can't wait to get my teeth stuck into a fresh season with Darlington, with fresh expectations to hopefully not even look over our shoulders. We don't even have to worry about relegation. We can have a positive aim, and that hopefully will be playoffs at least. So far, though, not a good game so far. It's a very quiet game, very uneventful. Farsley have had the slightly better of it, but not a highlight to speak of as yet. We are positive mentality at the moment. We might have to go attacking, just to we are playing a team relegated, and we are at home. Pressure now off, thankfully. But equally, these guys have now got nothing to fight for. Maybe they're fighting for a place in the team next season, or whatever the hell the future holds for Farsley in whatever the next level down is for them. But they do have a corner here. Musto heads it clear at the near post. I'm going to encourage the boys here. I might have to berate them because, no one's playing that well at the moment. And we might be ending a very, very drab first half with literally nothing to show for it. No. Well, we do have a highlight at the end. It is a goal kick for Farsley, who are going to bump it along. So here's hoping someone can get their head on it and win the second ball. Little does win it, and Nelson wins the second ball. So here we go. Nelson in behind to Max Thompson. This is a moment that he needs, and he has scored! Max Thompson with only... It says his first Darlington goal. I'm sure it said his second goal for the club, unless another was in. I don't know what that was meaning, but it keeps saying his first goal, and I've not seen him score yet. Maybe he's got time to still rescue his Darlington career. His potential is ridiculous. Maybe Max Thompson has something still to prove, and maybe he just needs to be partnered with somebody up front. All season we've played one up top, we've had number 10s in behind, none of which have really flattered to deceive, and Gandu's been disappointing, Elliott's been a flop. So maybe, the idea going forward is a Nelson, Thompson front two, or Nelson, Thompson and Curry as our three strikers. I think that's quite exciting if we don't want to buy a new striker, of course, and I'd gladly focus my my attention elsewhere. But annoyingly, Nelson's injured and we don't have another striker. Tom Elliott can play there. But yeah, we are just getting a few injuries, dropping like flies at the moment. So can Solkeld not play up front? Yeah, he's maybe more of a natural forward, but we'll play Tom Elliott up front, and this is interesting because this is our two only signings who have both been very disappointing, now playing up top together in a weird turn of events. So it would be interesting if these two suddenly start ripping it up, partnered up top with one another. But here is Thompson. And Solkeld's been brought down there on the edge of the box. It looked close to being in or out, but it is a penalty. And it looks like it's going to be Ben Little, who's missed his last two, I want to say, and he's missed again. We are awful at penalties. We are absolutely shocking. That is 3 penalties we've missed in a row. Little's missed every single one of them, I think. And Tom Platt with a header at the near post. The keeper literally palms it away on the line. Why are we so bad at penalties? I just don't understand it personally. I do not get why we're so bad at penalties. And I think in my Boro career mode we've missed the last 2 as well. I mean, it's bordering on ridiculous, to be honest with you. So, my OBS froze, but luckily you guys didn't miss anything. We went on to win the game by 1-0. Max Thompson got himself the winner, and I'm hoping, that'll do him the world of good, and that might give him the confidence to possibly go on and get another goal at the end of the season in the final game. I think it's hopefully the start of a potential revival for him, and he's maybe gave himself a glimmer of hope of having a career here at Darlington, but he's going to have to do a lot more than score 1 goal against an already relegated Farsley team. But now we head away to Chester, and the best thing about this is we still, even though we have nothing to play for ourselves, we have a big part to play in the title race, because we now go to top of the table Chester, who will be nervous as hell and also relying on results elsewhere to try and get themselves that elusive title and automatic promotion place into the National League. They are 2 points clear, so a draw theoretically would get them a potential promotion. But if Scunthorpe were to win, they would nick it off them via goal difference. Scunthorpe are away at Gloucester, who are just above us, so they've got equally kind of, level of opponents, and Scarborough also with an outside chance as well. If we were to beat Chester and Scarborough were to win their game, they possibly could also get promoted. They're at home to Alfreton, who are even lower than the pair of us. So yeah, big drama still on the final day of the season, but as for us, we are now 9 points clear, 15th. Never in doubt. Never in doubt. Why were we ever worried? It was never in doubt at all. But no, I'm looking forward to now heading to Chester in the hope of possibly, why not? Let's upset the party. So for the final time this season, here is the Darlington team to try and ruin the day at Chester. We are probably giving them a bit of a helping hand, in fairness. The back five is as is. This will be the final game for the club for a number of these guys, but it will be the first of many for a handful of them too. So James Jarvie, the best of the bunch from our youth intake, will start alongside Ben Little in midfield. I mean, he's already 2 stars. He's already near enough up to the standard of some of the other players in the team, and he's 15 years old. So we might be breaking a record here playing him in the game, but I am so excited to see how he gets on. And we've also got both of the wingers on as well. I thought maybe we only play one, not play the other. So I am a little bit tempted. I am going to just play the one. I'm going to play CD Sinyan on one side. We will have Harry Green on the other, just so we have a bit more of an established threat. But I am going to definitely bring Chris Prince on at some point for some minutes regardless. Andrew Nelson picked up a little knock in the last game. He's not fully fit. Neither's Mitchell Curry, but I'm going to start him anyway. He's near enough, almost there. And I just want to see how he gets on, backing up that incredible 4-goal haul. But squad numbers, let's give... So Chris Prince wants the number 9. I mean, you're not quite established enough for that. I think we give them really, really outlandish numbers. So Chris Prince can be 99. Sinyan can be 88. And why not? Let's go all the 7s with James Harvey. Absolutely disgusting. But, yeah. Let's see how the boys do. Nothing to lose. I remember Boro did this... I think at the end of the 08-09 season, the Premier League, maybe it was the end of 07-08, they fielded the youngest ever Premier League side at home to Fulham, or it might have been away to Fulham. And it's a record that I still think stands to this day. And it's something the club are quite proud of, that they were able to field pretty much a full team of youth prospects. But these guys are the future. And for as long as we are here, we will treat them as such. But let's also keep an eye on what happens elsewhere, because of course the title race is still to be decided by 3 sides. I'm hoping this time next season we'll be one of the 3 or 2, or maybe we'll just be alone at the top, feet up looking at promotion with a title in hand. But for now, let's see if we can have an impact in what happens. And so far, Chester have started to come into it a little bit. They do have a throw-in on their left-hand side. Williams whips it in towards me, who heads it onto the post, and Musto gets the rebound and boots it clear. Chester with the first big chance. And they do have a throw-in this time on the right-hand side. Beresford plays it back to Coates. He plays it in, a good ball. Maguire now takes a cross. It's a good switch to Williams, who then puts it first time in, and they've hit the post again. And we clear it. Chester, no, they've settled now. I think a couple of early nerves have subsided, and they now seem like they are on a mission. Taylor puts the ball down, then hoofs it aimlessly, which again, we it's not what we want. We're playing out from the back, boys. Why are you hoofing it? Just bringing Chester back onto us once again. I mean, that's aimless. I'd like to think one of our defenders would get there first. Headley plays into Harvey. Great touch from the youngster here. Oh, look at the little flick as well. Ho! I'm excited. Here's Mitchell Curry. Into Little. Plenty of options on his left-hand side. He plays it out to Musto, who puts an early cross into Thompson, and he's dinked the keeper. What a finish by Max Thompson, and maybe, just maybe, he has a future. It's took him till the final 2 games of the season, but this is a beautiful finish. The ball, look at the little dink, the depth dink at the end, over the keeper, beautifully sits itself into the far corner, and Chester, on what they were hoping was going to be their celebratory day, could be in bother. As it stands, it looks like results elsewhere are actually going their way. As it stands, their opponents aren't taking advantage. Here's Harvey, plays it into Sinyan, the 2 youth prospects linking up well here. Here's Sinyan again. Can he put a cross in? Yes, he can, and it's cut out by Burke. Unlucky there, as now they look to get us on the counter-attack, but Lawler is positioned beautifully. Plays it into Harvey. He's tall, by the way. I need to check how tall he is. Great play between him. Sinyan can't get himself a debut goal. Oh, that would have been a story and a half if the young lad was to get himself a goal. Wasn't to be. So as it stands, Scunthorpe were drawing. Didn't catch Scarborough's result. But yeah, so far, so good still for Chester as they then headed over from a corner. Scarborough drawing 0-0 as well. There's nerves all across the National League North today. Another corner comes in, and Taylor with a wonderful claim. That was fantastic. And he's going to do it again, isn't he? Yeah, maybe we've got them playing a bit more direct, but that, I mean, we're never going to win them balls. Luckily, the head is straight to Harry Green, who plays in Max Thompson. Now then, what's he going to do here, Max Thompson? He's got 3 players around him. He's won himself a penalty. And, oh, well, the ref went running over there. The commentator said he might be in trouble. Don't know what happened or if he was booked, but Little. He's missed 3 in a row. He's missed 4 in a row. My God, Ben Little, that is the last penalty you are ever going to take for Darlington. He's missed 4 in a row. It might even be 5, you know. I've lost count as that many that he's missed, and that's awful. But Curry recycles the ball. Here's Headley. And, well, he was offside. That was careless. Careless and a little bit annoying, but it should be 2-0. And that will have well and truly put the cat amongst the pigeons here. But, yeah, here we go again. Little, this is wonderful football. Can Mitchell Curry get himself a goal? He plays it into Sinyan! Is he onside? No, he's not! Oh, the youngster nearly got himself a debut goal. He's offside, and Scarborough have took the lead. They've currently got one hand on the title, unless Chester can get something here, and they have done. We've been punished for not taking the chance, the penalty, and then the offside, and Chester have levelled it up just as Scarborough got themselves ahead. Chester go and equalise. What a shame. What a shame. We'll have to see how that changes things as it stands, but it certainly gave them that little bit of confidence they need, as here comes Coates down the right-hand side. It's a floated cross up to Taylor, who doesn't punch it well. The header's out, and it's headed in by Beresford. That is on the goalkeeper. I do feel like we need a better goalkeeper next season. Taylor, I don't even think he needed to punch it. Let's see, was he contested? No, he could have caught that. Glendon heads it back in. That's terrible by the goalkeeper. And Yeah, so many goals that we've conceded have been from individual errors this season, especially towards the end. I don't know how many points we would have won if it hadn't been for our own stupid errors. But yeah, Chester back in front and back in first position. Oh, and they've given the ball away to Sinyan, and that was nearly another opportunity for him. He's had 3 chances. He's put one away, obviously, despite him being offside, but some really good performances out there, especially from some of the youngsters. I mean, Harvey's got a 7 at the moment, which is quite incredible for his first game. But, yeah, I mean, we're only losing by 1 goal. We've missed a penalty. Obviously, we've missed a penalty. We've had a goal disallowed. You know, these are the fine margins we need to rectify next season, because this is a game we should be winning, at the very least drawing, but we're not. We're losing it. And that's not something we want to get into the habit of doing. But Chester could sign and seal a place in the National League here. Another corner. They're very good in the air. They keep winning them headers, but they're not getting them on target, as they still now lead by 3 points. They've got another corner here. We need to stop conceding corners, and Taylor saves that one. Again, it wasn't very convincing. And I think Chester will come again here with Williams. Court, can we nick the ball high up? They've let us get back into shape, but they are going to now pass it around us with Maguire. Back to Joshua. Over the top, Headley. Yeah, I'd expect him to win that. Here's Sinyan now. Sinyan charging through the middle, plays it to Ben Little, switches it to Curry here. Mitchell, Curry, it's a tight angle! And it was nearly deflected into his own net by the Chester defender. And now we are the ones with the corner. Ben Headley. He whips it in. It's a terrible corner. Suka plays it back to Headley. Suka, not someone I would necessarily associate with a crosser of the ball, and that's why it was probably a poor one. And that's the end of highlight. Right, we're going to make some changes. Mitchell Curry's very tired. Andrew Nelson's going to come on. Our 2 patched up strikers coming on for each other. And you know, I'm really happy with how Seedy's played, but we're gonna bring him in gently, and we're gonna put Harry Green on the right and see how Chris Prince gets on the right hand side himself. And I think we'll leave it as is for now. I'm desperate for one of the young lads to get on the score sheet. We almost had it with Sinyan, but he was offside. Taylor. That's one of the worst goal kicks I've ever seen. And again, distribution, I just don't think he's good enough. Prince does win the ball. He then hoofs it forward, and well, it looked like a decent ball, but it was a little bit aimless. We are giving away possession way too easily. Yeah, passing directness is... We're going to shorten it up, because we are just giving the ball away needlessly. Oh, Harvey, that's a crucial interception. And here's Andrew Nelson. He's got options. He's opted to go alone, and that should be a goal. Once again, how many chances have we had to get ourselves a second goal? I'd expect Nelson to put that in the far corner. This is the little bit of quality that we need. And you'd expect Nelson to put that away. Another chance goes begging. How many more? As we are now into the final half an hour. As it stands, Chester, they're up. And they're up comfortably by 3 points as it stands. Got to encourage the boys. Can they get an equaliser? We're going to go attacking. We're going to really try and push here and ruin the Chester party, although even if we scored, Scunthorpe are getting beat. Scarborough are winning, but I don't know how it would work goal difference. I think we'd need to win. I think Scarborough, despite winning 3-0 at the minute, they need us to score twice. And, we might hit... Thompson nearly nicked it on the halfway line there. Taylor gathers. See, we've changed it to shorter and he's still hoofing it. I think we maybe need to have a word with him when it comes to the distribution. Oh, they're in behind the White House. This could seal promotion. And that's job done for Chester. We've not took our chances. They've took all of theirs. And if you want a measuring stick on where we are and where we need to be, we're looking at it. This is what we need to look at and say, this is where we need to be next season. Not good enough defensively or goalkeeper. And simply put, when we've had the chances, we've not taken them. And that's why we've lost 3-1 away. And Chester are going to seal the title and promotion. And I'm hoping in maybe a year's time we could be joining them. Scunthorpe have drawn. I think they've equalised, have they? Maybe they've equalised. But well, my OBS crashed once again, so I apologise. I don't know why it's having the issues it's having, but I will edit their third goal over the top for you guys to see. But this will be the final kick of the season here. Headley with an in-swinging corner. Again, we've had a number of chances saved by the goalkeeper. We just don't have the quality. And we are going to sit back and get a taste of what it's like to win the title. Chester are champions. And I don't know if they've been up there for most of the season, you know. I don't know if I recall them being up there for that much of the season, but they're the ones at the top after 46 games, and they are heading to the National League. So congratulations to Chester. And as I say, if we want a yardstick, a measuring stick as to where we need to be, we've saw it firsthand. This is what we aspire to be. This is where we aspire to go next season. I think title would be too much of a push, but we certainly want to be at least in the playoffs. And Chester are champions. And yep, as I say, we didn't have the quality. Ben Little dropped an absolute clanger on the final day. But it is disappointing, I think, considering the chances we made. I think that's more than fair. And that is it. So we will have a little look to see where that leaves us in the overall table. And it was really positive, though, to see a lot of the young lads come in and perform really well and have given me real confidence going into next season. Especially James Harvey in midfield. He didn't look out of place at all. So then, looking at the league, and there's still lots of playoffs to be played. I will update you guys on who goes up in the playoffs. Obviously, it's even tougher at this level of the pyramid because of I think second and third get a bye into the semi-final. These four have to fight it out in a quarter-final. But Chester are champions. They've gone up by 3 points. In the end, Scarborough Athletic missed out. They were second. Like I say, them and Scunthorpe will get a bye at the semi-finals. South Shields will play Banbury in the playoff first round / quarterfinals, and Spennymoor play Tamworth. Southport just missed out agonisingly on the final day. Chorley weren't far off either, with Blythe in 10th. Warrington were 11th. Gloucester made up the rest of the top half. As for the bottom four, who will go down, Rushall went down with 36 points. They were 14 points adrift in the end. Farsley joined them with Buxton and Kings Lynn down. Brackley survived by a single point. Peterborough Sports were only 2 points clear. In the end, we were 9 points from the drop. And to be fair, even if we'd have maybe went on to lose a lot of our final few games, I think a point here or there would have been enough in the end. But yeah, given the fact we took over this team 10 points adrift, I think we've done really, really well to keep them up. And is there a way we can just have a little look? So this is obviously for our whole career, but this will give us an idea of what we've done so far. So we've played 32 games as Darlington manager. I guess if you take the FA Trophy game out, 31 league games. We've won 13, drawn 12. Take the FA Trophy game out, only lost 6. So I think we've won twice as many as we've lost. That's playoff form, if you ask me. We've scored 50 goals, conceded 42. I think we'd like to maybe offset that balance a bit more. And we have a win percentage of around 40%, which I don't think is too bad either. And that's 175 days at the club so far. We have, of course, won a Manager of the Month award as well. And if we have a little look at the stats for the league, so Chester have got the most goals per game and aren't top goal scorers though. Banbury are with 97 goals. In the end, Scunthorpe had the most shots. Scarborough had, I guess, the best defence with the fewest shots against. We, though, had the best pass completion, which is how we like to play. So that's a good sign. We just need to turn that passing into chances and goals. South Shields did have the most average possession. We're up there in 8th. Tackles won, we're not on there. We did have the most dribbles, though, significantly. And that might be down to our wingers with 655 dribbles, which is crazy. We need to be up there in regards to clean sheets, but we're not. And fewest conceded. We've got the 5th best defence in the league. Apparently. Doesn't feel like it. But yeah, maybe the big issue is up top. Maybe that's the answer. But of course, we will bolster the squad as we go. So I'm going to skip through now. If anything else massively pops up, I think we're just going to run through until the end of season awards. And then we will obviously jump off screen and I'll have a real play around with the squad. The players who are leaving, the players who are staying. And then we'll be back for a transfer special, of course, where we will rebuild the squad for next season. And I think as well, we probably need to add some staff. I think I need someone who can give me better pre-match information, and I think we need another scout as well, because the current scout we've got has been a bit rubbish, and to be fair, hasn't really gave me the quality of signings that I'm looking for. But let's have a look what's come through here. So Jacob Hazel is unhappy once again. I'm not really bothered at this point. He's going to be leaving anyway, and the games are finished. And as you can see, going into next season, every single area is pretty much empty, other than the players who are still signed on or our youth players. So yeah, we've got one hell of a rebuild coming up. So we do have a club vision and expectations meeting, which will be interesting. I don't know if this is to go into next season or the very, very far future, but the board's latest blueprint for the future outlines the objectives we would like to achieve. So they want to obviously get us to work within the wage budget, which is something we do need to do, and we've let ourselves down a bit this season. They want us to grow the club's reputation, which is a new objective, and they've basically just put to us a 5-year plan. And next season they want us to just work towards the playoffs, I'm guessing. And they want us to reach the playoffs by 27-28. Now, I would definitely like to do it before then, but maybe that is the level of challenge that faces us. But we are going to say that that is fine. We're not under pressure to get playoffs instantly. And as for the squad update, I mean, they're dynamics. They've been poor managerial support, I think, since we joined because of how inexperienced we are. But the dressing room atmosphere is pretty good. And we do have a team meeting before they all head off and potentially never return, if I'm brutally honest. But let's see what they say. And Jacob Hazel, obviously, he's booting off. I hope this isn't a waste of our time. Honestly, I can't wait for you to leave. I'd like to talk to us about our aims next season. Max Thompson, who is a very influential player, and I might keep around. I'm confident that we can show everyone that we're made of and put in a strong league campaign. I'm not going to put champions. I think that's way too optimistic. Playoffs, maybe. Top half finish. Are they going to be offended by that? The board want us to work towards the playoffs. And they're all happy with a top half finish. That might ease their expectations on us then if we're, not quite up there to start with. But yeah, I think that's it. I'm not gonna risk upsetting them anymore. Thanks a lot, everyone, and off you go. Have a good summer, and for some of you, like Jacob Hazel, I hope I don't see you ever again. So we've got an initial budget through from the board, and it's not too different to what we sort of had once we come in. So the transfer budget is 7,000, just over 7,000, and the wage budget is 8.75. I'm hoping maybe we might get a little bit more than that once the season starts, and we maybe can adjust our expectations a little bit. But if we completely take the transfer budget off and have a wage budget of 8,777, we're still massively currently spending more. The committed spending is a lot lower. I'm guessing that's because players are leaving. But yeah, we need as much room to work with as possible, and I'm hoping we might get a little bit more money But yeah, we're going to have to be smart in the transfer window, but I do feel like a lot of the players who are leaving will help us fund, hopefully, better players coming in. Well, we might have a player off already. Hampton and Richmond have come in for Jacob Hazel, and by the looks of it, it's a free transfer. They're looking to buy him, I believe, once the new season starts. I think it might kick in at the start of July, but we're happy to let him go. He's been an absolute nightmare since we basically were honest with him and said he wasn't in our plans, and we wanted to start looking at the younger strikers at the club. And with him being the vice captain, it possibly upset the apple cart a little bit, but yeah, getting him out the door is a huge relief, and we can now move on and look forward. So, the result of the playoffs is over. Let's have a little look to see who is going up. So, Scarborough Athletic are joining Chester in the National League. That's extremely exciting for Scarborough. They beat South Shields in the final by 2-0, and South Shields beat Scunthorpe actually in the semi-final. So Scunthorpe, a side who were at 1 point 10 points clear, didn't make it to the final of the playoffs and will be in the National League North next season. So there are still some huge sides that we're going to have to be fighting with for the playoffs. Maybe the title if we are to get that far up. Scunthorpe are a huge side who we are still going to have to compete with next season. Going up to the National League then, Gates had got themselves promoted via the title winners, champions, by a good couple of points, which is awesome for them. And my old team from FM23, York City, got themselves promoted via the playoffs, which is great for them. And I don't know which of these four are going to be getting themselves relegated into our league, but Ebbsfleet, Kidderminster, Southend, a huge club, have been relegated again, and Oxford City join them. So the National League North is going to be even more competitive next season. Into League 2, we've got Stockport County going up as champions into League 1. Gillingham and Wimbledon join them, with Colchester winning the playoffs. They beat MK Dons 2-1 in the final, with Newport County and Crewe getting relegated out of the Football League. That's devastating for both of them clubs. And then into League 1, Bolton go up as champions ahead of Lincoln City, and Blackpool won the playoff final, beating Derby County. So Derby staying in League 1 for another season. Getting relegated then, Cambridge, Port Vale and Carlisle all going down. And into the Championship, how did the Boro do? They got promoted! Yes! Get in there! The Boro have got themselves promoted into the Premier League. Southampton went up as champions by a point. Boro nearly won the title. That's incredible. Boro are in the Premier League. That's insane. And the playoff final still hasn't actually been played yet. Leeds and Norwich fight for a place in the Premier League. Preston, Huddersfield, Rotherham got relegated. Preston getting relegated. That is awful. And the Premier League, has it even finished yet? It has. So Manchester City are champions once again. They got 98 points, which is ridiculous. They won the title by 18 points. Arsenal, Chelsea and Liverpool made up the rest of the top four. Qualifying for the Champions League were Arsenal and Chelsea, not Liverpool, weirdly enough, with Newcastle getting Conference League, Tottenham getting Europa League. That might be because they won the Carabao Cup. Man United nicked, I wouldn't say nicked actually, it was quite a gap in the end, but they were 7th. And then relegated from the Premier League, Fulham, Luton, Sheffield United. You probably wouldn't be surprised to see Luton and Sheffield United go down, but Burnley stay up, and they're going to be joined by the Boro. Yes! That's it for now, guys. What we're going to do is we're going to come back next time out and have a proper look at the end of the season stuff. We'll hopefully get the review in, we'll get Team of the Year in, we'll have a look at all the stats, who's been the best players, who hasn't, and have a little bit more of a reminisce for this season, as there's still loads of time until the end of the season. Essentially, we've been finished for almost a month, and it's only the end of May. So we've still got plenty of time. I want to get some new staff in, I want to get some new scouts in, and really have a play around with the club, essentially, and have a good look at the squad to see who we want to keep and who we don't. And we will be back in the next episode, like I said, to draw a line under everything from the opening season, but most importantly, see who we want to leave, see who we want to keep, and bring in a raft of brand new players for Season 2, so we can have a fresh, rejuvenated squad who can hopefully go again and help us maybe achieve something special. So check out the season review / transfer special in tomorrow's episode. But until then, a big thank you for watching, guys. If you've enjoyed it, do hit the like button, subscribe for more, and leave a comment in the section below with any suggestions you have going into Season 2 and your thoughts on Season 1 as well. But until then, do take care, guys, and I'll see you all tomorrow for the transfer special.